Hello, hello! I'm Kelly Francis. I'm the admin of EE Rock from Facebook, where expat entertainers are okay. If you're from my group, I hope you submitted your question or your interest to our poll, and if you didn't, there's still time. If you're not from my group, you're seriously missing out. Don't go anywhere, because you can learn something very cool about the people that work in entertainment in Seoul, South Korea. Let's do it!
Perhaps no other industry has the glamour and appeal of modeling. With the rise of K-pop came the growth of the Seoul fashion industry, and it's been going strong. Glamorous, cool, mysterious. The modeling industry seems to court controversy, but no one can deny that it's appealing to a lot of people. Today we sit down with two of Seoul's most prolific expat models to learn it all. How to start, what to watch out for, what it's really like, and even a beauty tip or two. Hope you enjoy it. All about modeling, and we're here with Bruno and Ivana, two of the more successful, or maybe I dare say the most successful models that I know of in the expat community. Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's begin by hearing a little bit about you.
Hi, Kelly. Thank you for having me. Well, I'm started modeling since 2004, 2003 actually, that I started in São Paulo, and I did like a fashion week and I started to get big from the beginning in Brazil. So I have a proposal to start traveling. So I start traveling to Asia, Europe, and do the roundup all over the world in 3 months contract each country. And until now, so it was almost like 18 years I've been doing this, full-time modeling. And stopped here in Korea because I love the country, love the culture, everything that they provide me this far. And since my first contract when I came here in 2004 as international contract was in Korea. So I don't know why I just came back in here and just love the country. And I settled down here. Now I'm based in here. And thanks God, everything is going well.
I started when I was 17. I got signed up with my mother agency back in Slovakia, and then since Slovakian market is not that big, so I started traveling right away when I turned 18, and like I started European countries, went to Milan, London, Paris, Germany as well, and then I went to Asia, and Korea was my first Asian country I went to. And I think it was very pleasant experience because Korea is not as harsh as China, for example. So I really started to like the life and lifestyle here, also like the people and food. So then I just kept coming back as well, same as Bruno. Then after I met Bruno in Korea, we decided that Korea is probably like the best market for regarding like work and life and everything that I gained.
Certainly look nice together.
Well,
Thank you. For a girl, but as me, for myself, I would not stay in Korea for as long as if I would be here alone. So it's much easier when you have a partner.
I'd love to talk about the way that modeling is set up in Korea, because I know it's very different than other countries, and maybe we could just talk about the general categories before we dive into anything else of modeling.
You wanna?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You always first.
I would say it's like fashion modeling and lifestyle modeling, like two general groups. I would say fashion modeling, I would say, includes also the commercial modeling, the photo shoots as lookbooks, catalogs, online catalogs,
Online shopping.
online shopping malls, and then you have commercial modeling, which is commercials, TV commercials, which is videos most of the time, also advertisement for the brand. So that would include pictures too in magazines or billboards or leaflets.
Like for me, the difference between lifestyle model and fashion model is fashion model have like a parameter that I have to follow. It's measurement, looking, weight, height, and everything. Lifestyle is about a person that looks good and can work out in any other area relate to image. So if you look good is very relative, and the perception is different from person by person. But if the client like you in this situation, they're gonna hire you because it's gonna fit the product that you wanna sell.
So let's sort of start from the beginning, and let's assume that I'm a teacher, or I'm someone new to Korea. I have some potential, or I have interest, and I'm interested in getting into modeling. I want to start. What would I do?
Yeah, it's always good to make a good research with people that are already been working here. Talking to people from that is in the market already. Research also have like many websites like models.com.
Sources. So models.com is a good resource for people?
Yeah, it's a good resource, yeah. When you talk to an agency, you go first of all, you go ask like, you have a website. You have something that I can look for you and see if this agency is really solid. Do they have a good reputation in here? I mean, reputations like if they've been working and paying at the time the models and the jobs, and they have like good clients like for example Samsung, Hyundai, LG, that are big companies in here in Korea. Or the most important for me here is like if they are very reliable in the situation that they pay you at the right time and how it should be. And they don't play around as this situation. I'm going to pay you in 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month. And they keep delaying.
That's, I think, a really big challenge for people. A lot of people will ask, they'll message me and say, have you heard of this agency? They're afraid to make a commitment. They feel awkward asking, or they don't know who's credible. Knowing whether or not an agency is trustworthy is difficult. So the best that we can do, in your opinion, then, is research on the internet.
Ask for a website, ask for reference. I think that is the most important.
As a freelance contract, you are signed up with one agency, but that agency is putting down the conditions under you can work with. So there are some agencies, they allow you to go out and find your own work, and there are some agencies, they only sign you up as their exclusive model. So that means that you only work with that agency and wait for them to come to you with the job.
See, if I'm interested in an agency and they say you need pictures, is that something that I should be paying for, or would I expect a good agency?
And at the beginning, there's two ways. If the agency is really interested in you, they're gonna provide you these shootings. And after they provide this shooting, they're gonna deduct from your statement at the time that you earn some money. And second situation is that you look for yourself some professional photographer, someone that can do some nice shoots with you, and you provide these pictures to the agency.
I'm someone that isn't going the exclusive route, and maybe I'm not likely to be the kind of person that only models or is perfectly cut out for modeling, maybe lifestyle, for example. Mm-hmm. So I'll use the second scenario is someone that works with a lot of agencies. What do I need to have for myself, to do for myself, so that I'm in a good situation to get jobs from different agencies?
No, I think it's good to have like a good set of pictures, very good lighting, and that can show your facets, your face, your expressions, and with different looks. So then
like a comp card? People use the word comp card a lot.
Yeah, comp card, or like nowadays it's a lot like introduction video, which is you introduce yourself, you look in the camera, you show your different angles of your face. You do the same with close up, just with your face, and then full body with like a little bit of posing, so you can show the variety of things that you can do, or like how you can look in like different angles and stuff. So the comp card is just from the pictures that you already have, that you've done, the work you've done, and like the natural look what you have, so that you can put in like one page of pictures, and then you have the introduction video. So these are those two main things that agencies ask for when you're applying for a job.
Do you always need to have professional grade pictures, in your opinion, or is it okay?
It will help.
it will help.
It helps.
It'll help,
to
yeah.
it. How much money should they expect to spend, and what would be excessive if they want?
I think for when you do a test shooting with some photographer, can expect between like to 100 to 300 US dollars, or 100,000 won to 300,000 won.
Which is like for 3-4 hours of work.
Yeah.
What I see on Facebook, for example, because there are many people doing it as like just to earn money, or there are some photographers even doing it for free for an exchange. So like they have kind of concept in their mind, like I'm gonna do natural, or I'm gonna do like crazy makeup or this kind of thing. So then they're looking for models to do it for free in exchange for the picture. So the model can keep the picture and the photographer can use their the pictures for their portfolio too. But when you pay for a photographer, then it's like
You
around
decide on the
two-
look.
200 or 300. Yeah, and then
Now, if they're going to set up, and there's a lot of, I know there's a lot of people in my group, in the expat community, a lot of photographers that you can hire and do this. What kind of photos, what kind of look do you recommend for a first group of profile pictures?
I'm like I would go for natural for sure. Like first is natural. So I'm not saying no makeup, but of course like
Like
very
clean
light,
makeup, yeah.
very light, just like foundation, just to like show also the condition. Because the thing is, you can make yourself look gorgeous, but that's not gonna be realistic. So then once you get the job and you come and see like the client see you in real life, it's not a good thing if you don't look at
Anything
least
like
similar.
your pictures?
Yeah, because then the agency gonna remember like, oh, okay, they're not the same, you know. Like I'm not gonna book you again, or I'm gonna be very careful for the next job offers that I'm gonna offer. Like so, I wanna highlight the good things, which is good, but to an extent, you know.
You
like, need
should
to be
look at
realistic
as
too.
the way you are when you go to the
Yeah.
clients, because what happens pretty much, that's why it's important to have a professional picture, because today with this face tuning, filters, this and that, the person look one way in Instagram, and when you go to
That's a
front of
good
the clients,
point.
they look completely
Yeah.
different. So digital pictures in Instagram, you can retouch too much and remake too much the picture the way that to not looking like you. So when you have, many times this happened to me, that I went to castings, and then the client saw me and saw a person that has influencer. That's completely different, because you can build yourself as an avatar in Instagram.
Yeah.
A good close-up face picture that can show your face the way it is. Half body picture, like 1/4, that is just this part of your body, and one full body picture, so that person can see how you are.
Okay.
So I think these three are the main ones that you must have.
Proceed.
I mean, for a girl, I would say also it's important to have like hair down and one hair up too.
Oh,
So-
that's a good point. What about
Yeah.
bikini? I've seen a lot of comp cards with bikini photographs. Is
It
that
helps too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
is that a
useful
common job
because
request?
You don't have to. You don't have
Common
to.
job request, yeah. Even for
Oh, it
men.
is. Okay, so it
Yeah.
is very common to have a shoot in your underwear or a bathing suit.
Yes.
I don't include like bikini pictures on like my common comp card, but if they ask for it, I always have them in store. You know, like just.
Do you
in
put
case.
your comp card together, or does someone else put it together?
I do myself. Yeah. Also, some agencies, of course, they ask you for like a bunch of pictures of you, and then they put the comp card. Yeah, I mean then it's very important, the communication with the agency. So like most of the times, I don't pick up the phone. Like I don't deal with the agencies on phone calls. I always do it via message.
That's
all
a really,
the time. It's
really
very
good
important,
piece of
very,
advice.
very important in Korea. It's very important to have everything written down, all the questions that you
Always
have.
by message. Yeah.
Always by message. Always save the conversations and.
It's like a small contract. Every time that you message,
Yeah.
if they I wanna call, and say, don't call. I say I just do business by message, because it's a way to protect you.
Yeah,
So that's actually one of the drawbacks of working Korean entertainment is there's a lot less protection and regulation than in other
Yeah, there
countries
is
that
none.
some people
I
are
think,
coming
Yeah.
from.
from my point of view, there is no regulation and no.
Right. No, what do you feel Korea is looking for?
I think, I mean, the market is changing a lot. It used to be cute little face, big eyes, cute little lips, you know, and this kind of like, I
It was
would
very
say-
restricted.
Yeah, it was very limited for the girls, for example. But nowadays it's changing a lot. Like there is so much diversity. They're looking for cool models, like very like different faces, I would say, you know, like
Really? More similar
market-
to, say, the West?
yeah, I would say so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen girls working very well that I
They
would
are
never
much more
see.
open to work with different races as well, something that
Yeah.
did not happen
Yes.
before.
So there's a lot more diversity with look. What about body size and height?
That also changed a lot because it used to be, I mean, I am 173 centimeters tall, which was perfect size for Korea.
What is that in?
And that was like the perfect size because I wasn't too tall, but I wasn't also too short. But now I see girls even shorter and also like, I mean, taller. They always needed taller ones for like
Is
fashion
taller always
stuff.
better?
I wouldn't say so. Especially like for like clothes modeling, like fashion modeling, which you do like different kind of outfits. If it's made for Korea, for example, it's better to be shorter. It's different, you know, like different jobs, different requirements. So I
But
would
there
say
are. Would you say there are people that just aren't going to get hired and just aren't going to fit into the industry?
Yeah, I think like this. I think it's, first of all, the person should be self-aware of who she is or who he is, because we know how the market works. We know that I have a certain pattern that they like, that they're gonna use for the fashion industry. But if you go to the freestyle, pretty much is open to everyone. Have a market to every type of body, every gender.
Plus size
every
models?
color.
Is there a plus size industry in Korea?
It's
Yeah,
for
there are
everyone.
jobs.
In Korea, it's
Okay.
very good because they have a market to everyone that they can try.
And
So
about
you just
age? Do you have to be
because age,
super
I
young?
think, doesn't matter. I even work with guys in here that have 75 years old, 60 years old.
Oh,
like,
okay.
amazing people, very nice people. It's all depend which niche and which area do you want to follow. It doesn't matter.
So you
also
wouldn't
for-
discourage, you really wouldn't discourage anyone then that wants to
No,
try.
not at all. No.
Awesome.
No, but
That's
I
really
would
good
be
to
careful
know.
also because like lifestyle modeling also like you don't work every day.
Yeah.
You're not
That's
you know,
right.
you're not gonna
Exactly.
have that amount of job as a fashion model who can do also lifestyle modeling. So if you cover only the lifestyle modeling, you need to be careful with the expectations for the like amount of jobs and amount of money
Yes.
you can make.
Before. So, the scenario that we had was someone who goes into the freelance sort of situation where they get their profile together, they get some good pictures. To get jobs, would you say social media is the most common place people look, like Facebook groups? People a lot.
Yeah,
So,
for the lifestyle modeling,
Yeah,
I
for
would
lifestyle,
say, yeah.
yeah.
so they would simply, anybody can submit, like there'd be a casting and anybody can apply for these and
Yeah,
have
I
the
mean,
things that you
they write the
mentioned.
requirements for what they're looking for. So if you fit the profile, of course, you can apply.
Mhm.
So
Right.
there are many models that I know of girls. They have so many followers.
That
and
helps.
It helps. Yeah, it definitely helps for the brands if they want to work with you directly. So like I wouldn't say necessarily it's from like agency work. But I had there have been people contacting me, not as much, for example, as maybe as the agencies, but I did have jobs from like Instagram and Facebook stuff.
Yeah. Is it necessary to speak Korean to model in Korea?
No, not for me. Never was a issue speaking Korean at all, because pretty much
You're smiling.
It helps. I mean, I know many girls, they get jobs
Exclusively because they speak
they
Korean.
prefer
That's actually a reality, I think, in every industry.
it's like
What would you say to someone looking to get into modeling is a reasonable expectation or even just a range in terms of how someone can do or what they can expect to earn?
Well, I believe like this. In the beginning, model career is like any other career. For example, let's compare like this. You go out from the university and you're gonna start your first job. You're not gonna get very well paid for your first job because you need to have some experience and some knowledge. So then after you have some work and start to understand how it goes and some work, I mean, make your portfolio start to get bigger. Consider a portfolio of pictures like was your curriculum. So every picture you do is like a little bit a course that you did that going raise your curriculum style. So
Can you make a living being someone who's sort of
yeah.
So now COVID, I'm sure, has affected everything. How has it affected modeling in Korea?
For me, I have a perception that COVID didn't affect at all because unfortunately with this situation, the clients need to sell more, need more advertising because now more than ever people are touched to the screen all the time, watching TV or be at home all the time with the screen in face.
Well,
I mean, yeah, that's how it is now. When COVID like hit, when it was like fresh.
And the beginning was
of course, there were shoots canceled or postponed, or like there were much less jobs. For me.
Would you say that then it's actually not a bad time to try modeling?
I mean, many. For example, what I heard, there are many English teachers who transferred from like English and full-time modeling. They said it was the perfect timing because as an English teacher, you were not teaching anymore. So
that's a good point.
Starting from zero, I would say it's very difficult because you don't have the contacts.
Yeah.
So I think it's very, very depending on like if you're already here and doing it like part-time.
I've said, I've done what you've said. I've started getting jobs. I started working, and I'm basically like a walking CEO. It seems I'm doing all my own negotiating, trying to. You'd mentioned prices. I guess we have to figure out. A model has to figure out prices on their own in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
I
generally
think like
how it goes?
For the situation about price and everything, I think people need to understand that the agency is working from there. They are our employers, not we work from them. Because if you don't have the models, they cannot work. So the agency need us. So people need to understand that they are the boss, not the agency. So they decide which they will work or not.
Well, the expression that we often like to use is it's never an exact science because there's always different circumstances. Ivana, you'd mentioned contacts. In the beginning, you have none, and it takes time, you said, to build up contacts. How would someone do that? People have often asked me, how do I network? How important is partying? How important is going out and partying? I get that question.
In Korea, a lot.
Yeah.
In Korea, it's
a
you build it from job by job. Like you get the first job, and that's the starting point from you for the agencies to spread the word, because of course they're as models have their groups where they're talking about prices or jobs and agencies. The same group exists for agency.
So what makes them a good model? Help me understand, what is a successful model? What are the qualities of a successful model?
Yeah, I mean,
first of all, you need to like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because understand that this is a professional job, that a lot of people involved. Sometimes you think, no, I'm just one person. No, you're completely wrong. Going to sets like 50, 100 people that is working there with you. It's a professional business. You need to respect your client. You need to respect the people on the set pretty much. Treat them like they are very hard workers. The guy that do the cable and the guy that do the light.
I think it's as any other job. You need to study, you know, like not a study as a.
I've heard people talk about
Research.
poses. I've heard
Yeah,
people talk about
research.
learning poses. Is
Yeah,
that
it's very
something?
important. Also Asia, because it's so fast market, like their everyday jobs, they produce something, you know, like everything is really, really fast, and they don't like models who don't know how to pose because they don't have time for that. Like you need to know, of course, you need to know your own angles, which you look good at.
Awareness of how you look on
Yeah,
camera.
you look at yourself in the mirror a
Exactly.
lot. Like in the beginning, for example, I don't do it anymore
Yeah.
too much, but you do need to look at yourself and see what is looking good.
What
you
if
know, like,
I've heard of agencies that have said, well, we need you to pay us some money and we'll train you. Is that a good sign?
I mean, I heard about cases like this. They, you know, you get lessons, and there are schools for models. So I don't think it's unusual anymore.
Yeah.
But of course, you can get the knowledge by yourself for free, or like asking a friend, you know, like already in the business, they can teach. I was teaching a lot of models too. It's very helpful for me, for example. It's very helpful to already have 5 to 7 poses in your head, like memorized. When you stop and think, it's a bad sign.
Imagine the camera is like a person looking to you. And how are you going to look to this person? You're looking to the camera.
Exciting. I mean, it looks so glamorous. That the video that you gave,
No, it was
we're gonna
amazing.
play some footage. That
Yeah.
that must be
Backstage
exciting
videos,
sometimes.
The backstage.
Yeah, the backstage was amazing back then, like a massage, like all glamour, pictures.
So that's real then. That lifestyle is real. Like it is at times it's glitzy and it's glamorous, and you do get wined and dined and treated in a kind of a special way for being beautiful people.
Yeah.
No, but then there's some, like, my experience with fashion shows, for example, is it's backstage is a mess. Everybody's in a hurry, everybody's pushing, screaming, and then when you go on the catwalk, actually walking, then you're like gracious, you know, and like everything is perfect. But what you don't see is the mess. Yeah, is the mess behind.
I remember back in the day when I was in Malaysia, I was working there as a model as well. And I don't know if people watch the London and everything, have like a Prime Minister of Malaysia and fashion show. And I was in a fashion show there, Prime Minister of Malaysia. And for me, it was like, wow, what's this going on? And like super fancy, super chic. It's an interesting thing, you know, to go all the way to the catwalk and in front of you, we see the Prime Minister of the country. Like it's
like the movie.
Yeah, like the London movie.
Awesome. A lot of what you've described has been hard and has involved hard work, and that's important to note too. There's a lot of bad behavior and exploitation, obviously, that comes with modeling. It's a vulnerable situation. What are some examples of things that should never happen?
I think like with this, red flag, if somebody contact you, ask already, can I see underwear pictures, or can I see your body?
You said underwear pictures are normal, though.
Yeah.
So how do you know? What I'm trying to get is, where's the line so that people can know?
That's when you ask the person, from where are you coming from? Where is your website? What's your company? Can I check your company? Can I check who is your client it is? So the guy, someone will contact you.
You should just never be asked to do.
All the time you can say no to anything. You're not over there. You're not a slave.
Is it common in Korea that women particularly might be asked to do things that are exploitative?
In Korea, I never knew that somebody was asking to be naked in a shoot, the real shoot.
Because they'll be asked and they'll feel pressured and they'll be confused. They'll be led to believe that if they're good professionals, they shouldn't worry.
Go away from the shooting right away. Just like
everything. Like I was always asked before if I'm comfortable with this. If I say no, then they go and ask for another girl, or they just the scene to my liking. Also, this is very important. Like I come every shoot, I ask if I'm shooting outside, or if I'm shooting underwear, or if I'm shooting, you know, there are different. For example, it doesn't even have to be an underwear shoot, but you're gonna wear a jacket and a bra top. So if these kind of things are not said before, it's already little uncomfortable for a girl, so I usually do ask before, just to have all the information needed, so then I come prepared already for the shooting.
Yeah, I think
I think this is very important for
thing.
girls. There are many uncomfortable situations you can get into,
Yes.
even if it's not meant to be uncomfortable, but you can get to a situation like, okay, I'm like the shoot is for shoes, but then I'm gonna wear bikini or just like very short something, so then you come already prepared. Like I bring like a different kind of underwear.
I've actually heard models say that a big part of their job is maintaining their bodies, their skin, their physique. Do you feel that that's a major part of your job? Do you spend a lot of time?
I think that's 100% part of it. One day of the work is just a small part of the real job. The real job, you take care of yourself.
It's best to see yourself as a product, particularly when you're being criticized or because of the way the industry goes. Is that how you is that your mindset? You view your body as a product?
Yeah, I mean, it's maybe harshly said, but it's
no,
the
I
reality,
think it's,
and I
don't think it's harsh at all. I think it's helpful.
I think it helps. Like for me, it helps me to do the job, so I don't need to be affected by it personally. Like when they say something about my hair or my skin, or if I need to suck my belly in, for example. And I think it's very important also for the person to realize if it's really too much for you, to stop doing it, because it's not for everyone.
Well, I think Korea is already, living abroad is already difficult. Being by yourself, that's a very hard situation. Being different country, different culture, different environment. So because it's not easy when you think that you're looking your best and somebody came to you and say, no, you don't look good enough for me, but you're already trying your hard. So just need to understand you are as an image, a product.
Do you find that you have to spend a lot of money in taking care of your body and your hair and your skin, or is it just about being healthy? Do you spend a lot? Generally, do people have to spend a lot of money?
I just use soap, and that's it.
I, as a girl, I spend a lot of money.
On what, like products or?
Products. It needs to become a part of the day. It's like part of the job, and I don't think of it as a burden or anything like that anymore, because it's
investment in yourself.
It's investment.
Like a lot of women are curious about what regime model, like what, especially in Korea, there's so many like multi-set. Do they exfoliate, tone? Would you be okay sharing what you think is a good solid regime as a model?
Since I'm in Korea and there are so many products and they're actually not that expensive, like they're quite affordable. So I've been trying like many different brands and many different products. And I always do, like my routine is always to clean with water, do a little toner, then you have essence, sometimes.
Essence. Help us. Essence is the Korean thing. Not everyone understands essence. Tell us what essence is.
I think it's just like a lighter version of
serum.
Yeah, like a serum, I would say.
Vitamin, then moisturizer, and then you're done.
Yeah, then moisturizer. And I do a lot of I'm doing lots of research about like different kind of like new stuff that is there, and like it's called the facial yoga, or like different kind of movements. How you actually make the products to absorb better. And at the same time, you massage the skin. So it kind of like people are saying that it's much better than like start to do Botox or fillers.
That before. I think that's
and
very
it's really
Korean.
working, I think.
How about this? Can I ask what your favorite beauty product is? Would you share that? Number one beauty product?
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't have one brand. Like, I use so many different products from many different brands, but what I've been always coming back to, it's Kiehl's, the brand, the American brand. Kiehl's, yeah.
I love Kiehl's.
Yeah, they're really, really nice. And I've been from Korean brands. I've been using Innisfree or Nature. Yeah,
Those are luxury items in America. They're hard to find and they're like ridiculously expensive.
that's why I left Korea. Like
I use Dove soap. That's it.
I would, if I can, one more thing regarding like
Again.
getting prepared for jobs or like the routine you have before or how to actually come to the job, because
Yeah, take shower before I go to the job.
yeah, I mean, it's for some people it's like I don't know, I never even considered that could be an issue, but lately I've been getting messages from agencies before I'm going to the job. They making sure that I wash my hair, that I shave, or you know, like depends on the job, of course. If you do underwear, it's not like for me it's unthinkable to come unshaved, you know, or
and unshowered.
No,
Yeah.
just because it's something that people will want to know. Shave like the bikini line. What is the expectation?
Yeah. I mean, of course you do like underarms, the private parts, and your legs.
Shave entirely, or is it still up to personal choice, or do they expect you to shave everything?
I think they expected to shave everything because I mean you're pretty much showing like pretty much like very very private parts. So in Asia, for me, Seoul was the best regarding the people, the how they treat you at the job, the payments, and the standard, like usually the standard of the shooting.
Korea is the best well paid in Asia right now. Seoul, Korea especially, is very secure country. No crimes, zero danger. The jobs in here 10 years ago was like a completely different job. Now they evolve so much because Koreans are so fast learners. So we see what happened in the movie industry as well. Like they were like nobody 10 years ago, and now they're Oscar winning people.
Yeah, that's true.
So they learn very fast. They're very skilled. So I came here and I like because I really work good in here, and I like the people in here. I like the environment. I like the culture, and I like how fast they are. I like this like fast pace. The economy here is because we don't have a regulation about prices, about the timing, about the way that they should treat us in the set and everything like this. Regulation.
Regulation, you mean?
Regulation.
Regulations. No, that's okay.
That I speak Latin language, not English. So, and also I think like this. One of the cons in Korea is because nothing is for sure in here in this market. Because since we don't have any regulation, yeah. Since they don't have nothing like this, they can pretty much change this for that in 1 second, and nothing is for sure. You can be guaranteed from a job, and one day before they say, "Oh, so sorry, you can't." So fine.
So is a place that you really have to be able to roll with it.
Yeah.
What comes and not be too overreactive. Just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Got it.
You know, like it's never the same every day. So you don't get bored, you know, like you do video job one day, next day you do photo shoot, you do different kinds of products, you do different kind of looks on your face. That's fun for me, like to look like a different person, for example. That's kind of interesting. And also like different kind of people, like you get to meet so many different kind of people from
especially in an expat community,
stories, you know. So yeah, for me, it's a fun job to do, and I'm very thankful that I can do it for so long, because it's not normal to do it as long as we are doing it for. So
we're both obviously.
You need to do your best to get the best results, and if you work hard, you're gonna get the way back as well. You know, that's at least to me.
Yeah. And it's not a hobby, it's an actual job. So and
lifestyle.
It's
really a lifestyle.
Like the job is not getting, like, of course the job, part of the job is getting the job, but I mean, like, it's not just the shooting day. Like there is so much behind that it leads to getting the job, which is part of the industry. and also that it's like you don't really have like, of course you have your private life, but you are on standby all the time pretty much.
But you need to always think as a job, and you need to be prepared all the time. Like sometimes I have occasions that I was with other models, and like, oh, I have this cast. Oh my God, but I'm not prepared. My body's not good for this and that. It's not this. If you're a model, you need to be prepared 24/7.
Yeah.
It's not you just prepared for that exactly moment. It's a process, you know.
This was super fun. So let me just
I really like to.
let me say thank you. This was a lot of fun, and I can't imagine there being a better source of information for modeling in Seoul for people starting out, people in the industry now, people that are trying to make sense of what to do and in difficult situations. I imagine this will be very helpful for them, and I certainly enjoyed it. So I want to say thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you for
inviting us to
having us.
ask us to do this. It was a pleasure.
blast.